Hearty welcome to the Chat with Chab show, the most popular show. So we all are eagerly waiting to see our champion for the day. So the champion for the day has a wonderful message to say. He says that there are two powerful warriors which need to be understood. The two powerful warriors that safeguards us, and they are patience and time. And he has been traveling throughout and helping a lot of social causes. So for him, the quote for him, it goes like this: कुछ कर गुजरने के लिए मौसम नहीं मन चाहिए, साधन सभी जुट जाएंगे, संकल्प का धन चाहिए. So what we need is a sankalp to reach there, and for that we have with us Charan. Charan, hearty welcome to you to this Chat with Cham show.
Hello, sir. Thank you for inviting me. It's really a nice opportunity, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Wonderful journey you had from school days to college days and now to post graduation day. There's you it's an unstoppable Charan. You can say Charan is again a step. So at every step you have been there and you have been motivating, you have been, whether it is Balagurukul, whether it is cyclone affected area or any social cause, whether it was an environment into Marina Drive program. So you were there throughout. So it was, your presence was felt. So I think to inspire the champion for the day, we welcome Charan with the Chat with Cham clap. Charan, very happy. Miles apart, we are sitting, but we are connected thanks to technology. So again, the power, as we talk about time and patience. So even the connectivity is again a great, powerful tool which has connected both of us today. And I remember through your school days, you were volunteering, through your college days, higher secondary days, going to Balagurukuls, and of course, we also need to talk about the supply chain and your heart for those the large heart that you had for the cyclone affected or the flood affected people in Chennai, and of course your continuous support through social causes. How did this all journey start? This spark in Charan, from where it came?
Oh yeah, that's a wonderful experience actually. So I very well remember that you and Pillai sir actually came to our school SBOA, and you gave us a motivational talk. So this was, I think, around 11th grade, when I was in 11th grade, and it was really inspirational. I really wanted to be a part of you, and I was so excited about all about that. But I had a lot of things in my table during my 11th and 12th, so I had to make decisions. And the first day I came out of school, I finished my 12th grade. I joined IDF the first day. I still remember that. The first thing I did after my 12th grade, I think most of them would have enjoyed, started enjoying their, their after schooling life. But I remember this. So this is how I joined IDF. Um, and I really wanted to be part of it. And the previous person who also motivated me is Rajlakshmi, who is also an ambassador, I believe. So she's a person of true color. Like she's an open book. She helps a lot, and she's been with the students in Balagurukul before me. And she had to go to abroad for her higher studies, and she asked me whether I can take that up. So this was the start how I started collaborating with IDF and started working on an IDF. And every Mondays used to be the most exciting days for me to see the children and start teaching them.
So at a when you really, in fact, the story goes, this the story of Charan, that the very next day of your 12th, you thought you should go and be with the students and do some social work. Again, it's a really a motivating. Uh, I know Rajalakshmi would have inspired you, or of course it's a upbringing in the family, but still, the very next day to sign up for a social cause and join. It's very rare, Charan, to find such a person like you. Salutations to you. I should salute you
Thank you, sir.
for this action that you have taken. It's a social action, we should say. And of course, no, you were part of that. Traveling by the city bus and coming to
Exactly.
Balagurukul, teaching the children. So as a student, you are also with the student. So it was really, it would have been really fun teaching the children at Bal Gurukul, the Kalam
Exactly.
Bala Gurukul, of course, right? So
That
what was your experience, teaching the children over there?
yeah, that was really that taught me how to be more punctual is what I would say. Like, so I my college gets over at 3:45, 3:30 around sometime. So I have to travel 1 hour to get to the city, the Coimbatore bus stand, Chennai bus stand. So I have to come 1 hour. So I used to catch the bus which goes out first from college. So it's a very challenging task. So it takes 1 hour from there. So around 4:30 I'll be here, and then I will catch a bus from there to our Mogapir office. So I have to travel in the share auto or the bus so that I can reach that place. So this used to be a more time consuming process. So this Monday, every Monday used to be like this. So I used to, try not to be late. I usually haven't been, but there are exceptions. So the thought would come in my mind. The students are already waiting there, and I need to go in time. So that has always been my focus. And it's more like the students have this uh, the idea of me coming, and they becoming more hyper, so they really become very happy, and the smiles in each and every face would actually motivate me more. So the feeling of being there would be a motivation itself. So that used to be a cycle every Monday. Like, and teaching them actually was a very good experience for me. Like, I wanted to go beyond the class. Like, I know that the school which they are going to, like, is what it taught them what they needed. But I thought, like, let's give more reasoning to it. Why stop the learning to an extent to just formulas and max? Like, for example, in max, just formulas and grammar. Why do I stop it? Like, so for example, like, why how the pi r square came, how 2 pi r came, like when the string was when the circumference is covered with a string, and that is the length of that is those are correlated with the radius and diameter, and explaining those things made them actually learn what they're learning more better actually. So these are all the nuances that I was trying to inculcate in them, and I was pretty good successful in it actually. That's what I would say. Like, the math and English were the two parts that I was teaching to them continuously. And I really had a tough time in English. um, but those people, I couldn't imagine the learning curve that they had, like after being. And I also found that people do motivated people do whatever they do when they're motivated actually. Like, I had this habit of actually bringing a 5-star chocolate. So if they complete a task, I used to give a 5-star chocolate. So this actually increased their potential. They wanted a 5-star chocolate badly. So they actually did this in a more cyclic way, and they had actually learned a lot. So the motivation, we need to capture what they need to get motivated, and when we give it, I think it's very easy for us to have a interaction, have tell them what we want to show them, and what you want to tell them, so we can do that very
Wow.
clearly. Yeah.
Great. Providing them motivation and you yourself getting motivated, waiting
Exactly.
for that Monday and that travel and that
Yes.
sweat through the city areas traveling. That
Yeah.
was the happiness. In fact, the mantra that you have said, the two powerful warriors as time and patience. So you were patiently waiting for that moment, for that opportunity when you will reach. And patiently the children at the other end, they were waiting for you when
Yes.
Charan sir will come. So you had become Charan Anna or Charan sir, or what they would have called, what they
Charanana,
were calling you?
Charanana was
Charan
the most famous.
Charan
The
Anna.
echoing account. It'll echo around the class actually.
Anna Vandachi, Anna Vandachi, Anna
Exactly.
Vandachi.
Same words.
Great.
Exactly.
And the students were from the neighborhood government school. They were all there from the government
Exactly. They,
school.
they were from the government school actually. I even
And
had the opportunity to talk with the headmistress there actually once. So
uh,
it was a very good experience actually. Yeah.
very, very good. So that sportiveness in you and that giving attitude in you, that you need to share knowledge. So this happened very well. And I'm sure the moment you left that Balagurukul, Kalam Balagurukul, for your higher academics, of course, they were all remembering you. So that is the message that you leave behind. So that is, you talk about your, impact. You have left that impact on them. The students have done very well. I know, Charan, you were in also many other programs. You were giving public speaking was your. In fact, there was no fear in you. You whenever you used to, a stage was given, you used to talk to students, and of course at the grants and award IDF grants and award function at Chennai, you spoke a couple of times and organizing things. I think. How are your days in the college when you were in the when you were doing engineering? You chose engineering,
Yes,
and
exactly.
from there, how was the journey of your engineering, and how did the social work of your after 12th help in your engineering skills?
So along the due course, so as I told you, even before joining college, I joined IDF. So I started classes in Balagurukul before even this, and I think May month was a holiday, so I don't think I did May month. So June month I started teaching in Barakul exactly. Like so, so the first, the being entered into college, it's a different experience, and that to computer science is like one of the most trending technologies right now, and in second, third, fourth year it was a very good transition, and I held like a various positions in my department level organizations as joint secretary and vice president in across the years of my college. So that was actually, I would say, this actually included moral value. The idea of moral values what was inculcated me in 1 year, which was in my first year, and these morals were actually exhibited in me, and I could see that very clearly in myself. Charan as a person had evolved to be a more social, more powerful, more motivating person as an individual, and who is this and all are more correlated with decision making and other factors. So this enhanced me as a person itself. So this is a really competitive positions, and I got into these in ease. Actually, I would say this, I got into these positions in ease, but they're really competitive to get in, and I was given the opportunity. And I would say idea
Fantastic.
was one factor that molded me to get that, is what I would say.
Wow, wow. So
Yeah.
you were there, you chose, you were there, and then
Yeah.
finally the journey became more clearer for you. So engineering you completed well. I remember December 2015 when Chennai floods were there, and Mr. Sriram was approaching all the volunteers. Where are our volunteers? Where are our ambassadors? And Charan, you were the first person said that I'm there, sir. This supply chain. In fact, I know that people were affected in different parts. Somebody were not able to come out and things like that. It was totally in a messy situation. But lot of volunteers, lot of social organizations, they have come forward, and we could spot that one Charan also came there. So
Exactly.
how did you manage the entire show into the relief measure particularly, and how should one respond to the relief measure when it comes to, and what learnings you had?
So that was also a nightmare turned into a dream. Like that was like, that was the experience, I would say. That was one line. So Sriram sir was calling me that he wanted help with supplying the people in need during the cyclone, and so he wanted members, and we actually found a few members apart from our volunteers. We found a few members from my school who were readily available to volunteer. So they were not part of IDF, but they took the liberty to help us, and they wanted to. They were students basically. They were my junior students. So they came in. They had this wonderful experience, and I still remember we went to Adayar from Mogapper to Adayar, which is like extremes of Chennai, to get the bread. So we bought bread and we bought food. So and waters, we had it in our Mogapir office. So I think we included it in our truck, and then we went to Adayar to get the um, bread. And when I asked Sriram sir, how much is it costing? I think it was 7 rupees, if I'm not wrong, one bread. So it was sold in the cost price. I really should thank the bakery right now that sold it in the cost price, and that was really a good experience. Like they had the no need to do that, but they did it for us actually. So that was a very good experience. And the food we collected in, I'm not sure of the location, but we collected the food and we went to the northernmost part of Chennai actually. So this part was a more of a poverty wise people. Like it was really a poor area, and we could see that there was a lot of social workers and engaged in there actually. But we were one of those groups which actually focused in these people. And we went to each and every street, whether it had uh, you know whether the road was not proper, whether there was mud roads, whether there was you know the roads were full of garbage due to the cyclone, there was a lot of damage. We didn't see any of it. And the truck driver used to load everything in any kind of road. So there was like, I think we coordinated with some representatives from the particular place. And we because it was really more guidance would actually help us. So the people guided us across the streets of the place. And each the whenever we used to give this, so this was, I could see the face of the people who were actually getting it. Like, they had the need of it. Actually, they were desperately in need of it. So when satisfying their needs, the face changing from sad to a smile, actually that was really a very good experience, and a life satisfying action. Actually, that's what I would say. So this was really a very good experience for me. And I still remember, after that we gave these balanced foods to one of those um, kids who are I think kids who are disabled, if I'm not wrong, uh, near Gemini flyover. So this was all like planned well and organized well by Sriram sir. And we were just parts of it, just small helpers in it. So the whole idea was,
It was that the visually challenged school. It was the
yeah,
visually
visually challenged.
challenged
Yeah,
challenged
yes,
school near the Gemini flyover. Yes,
exactly.
I remember. Yes, yes, yes. And I know that quite a good lot of learning that you would have had, time and patience, as you are talking about, and you're nailing on this point. So we need to be patient, as we need to travel from one part to another, and we need to be also punctual, as time is again is under demand. People are in need. They need water. They need food,
Yeah,
and packing these materials. You may also recall the five volunteers who came from Mumbai, and you networked with them.
yeah, actually,
There was,
yes, exactly, I remember very well, actually.
yeah, yeah. The Mumbai champions were also there to support you and the entire team in Chennai. So there was a good crisscross. People wanted to volunteer. They wanted to do their best, and of course, the materials which were available at some places and it was scarce at other places. Again, connecting the bridge was very important. You all played a very good role, Charan, and I'm sure after that the leadership skills would have grown to in a greater way, because you traveled an extra mile and tried to help a lot of people. So that passion in you, or the compassion for serving people, is what connects Charan even now, that you are connected to the foundation, and you're also connected to a lot of other social organizations which are working. So traveling from Chennai, from your PSB school to SBOA school to your Venkateswara College, and now you're at Stevens
Institute of
University, Institute of Technology, doing your masters over there. How did that take place? How did you land up at Stevens, and what are your goal plans, Charan?
So that was a very childhood ambition, I would say. Like, like my grandfather used to say, like, okay, Kana, you should you should do the BE, you should do the MS, you should grow, you should be more knowledgeable. My parents are all, as my mother is a teacher in SBOA, like they all focus in education a lot. So that has been the main goal. So I would say, like, my mother has been focusing on her earnings just to send me to United States. And this is her lifetime savings. And so that much value she has in education is what I will say. So that was the motivation. My parents and my family was my motivation for my masters. And even I was like readily interested in learning computer science and its technologies, and exploring that particular field. So that was my main my motivation towards computer science was more towards programming and software development and data science and tools like that. So I see myself in the next 5 years to be a software engineer who's more concerned in the society. Generally, the computer guys just stay in the computer is what they say. So uh, beyond that, I should be a guy who's socially responsible, and I should be more concerned about the society is what I feel. So that's all I want. That's all I expect from me. I don't expect too much from me. So this is what I expect from me. Yeah.
Great. Journey has been beautiful. You are very, the following the paths or what the dreams the elders have got. And of course, it aligns with what you also want. So both are aligning very well. And of course, the blessings of elders and parents and grandparents are always there. And for the good work that you have done, and it has brought you up to this level. And you are a visionary that you see that yourself 5 years down the line, you need to be at such and such place. So how does one choose career, Charan? In fact, the students are on the crossroads sometimes not knowing which career to be chosen. Sometimes some are economically weaker, some are not good decision maker. They are economically stronger, but not good decision maker. How should one choose a career in life?
So I think this question has various stages, if I'm not wrong. So a beginner can say it in on perspective, moderate experienced person can say it in a different perspective. So I would like to stick on to the beginner perspective. So because I've experienced it live here in United States right now. So whatever you plan and whatever you try to execute doesn't really work out well. That is the truth. Like you study two technologies, the company wants you the third technology, wants you to know the third technology. So that's how it is, and that's how everywhere it is actually. So the thing is, we need to explore. The first point is, like, we shouldn't neglect any technology, especially in computer science or EC or any circuit branches, non-circuit branches. Everything first, as a beginner, we should explore everything. Then we should actually try to integrate. Like, there are a lot of people who are readily available to develop a high-end particular technology to its best. But now the next generation is integrating two technologies is what matters right now. So next generation is responsible to integrate two technologies, integrate how data science and software engineering looks, integrate how high performance computing and data science looks. So the integration is what matters right now, and I think that is going in a very good direction. So it is better for people and students to explore everything and then select any specific one, and then correlate it with different technologies and how to integrate them. So this will give an overview of the other technologies as well as you concentrating in one technology. So this can be a
Fantastic.
good pathway for people to choose careers.
And I think whatever you have chosen, you are at the right place. Don't crib that I'm at X and I'm not at Y. So later on, at any part of life, as you say, integration, the
Exactly.
technologies are going to merge, they're going to work in integration. So you need not worry about if you have chosen a line, stay on
Yeah.
wherever you are. Tomorrow
People.
you are going to merge. It's like the junction, no railway
Yeah.
station. All
Exactly.
the tracks are there, but they will come at a
Come
point
to.
and merge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is
Exactly.
how it.
That is true. Very true, sir. Actually, like, no company wants you to know the technology 100%. They just want you yourself introduced to the technology. So because that is how adaptability should be. You should be very adaptable to the industry. And this was one of my key points while saying in an interview. And interviews really like it. Like, I'm very much adaptable to any technology that you teach us. So that is a very key factor here in America, and even in India it's the point that being flexible and adaptable is one of the main key reasons to career success as a beginner, is what I would say, actually.
Wow, wonderful. You need to be adaptable. You need to be flexible in your approach. That is also one of the best things that one should understand. And as a student, the mantra that coming from Charan is really great. Uh, how did this your mantra of the two powerful warriors, time and patience? I'm sure we always say that you should have Shraddha and Saburi. We say always have time. Time will come.
Yeah.
I know there's also a rap song, "Apna time aayega."
Yeah.
So
So
these are all there, but still, from a youth perspective, where the entire world is moving towards to achieve everything faster. They want to achieve things faster, fast money, fast food, everything fast. And I'm seeing a Charan boy or a student saying that patience is required, time is required. Don't hurry. Come on, yaar.
Yeah.
So, how this mantra has come to you, Charan, at this young age?
So the very true thing is, I have the feeling that I experience a lot more early in life. Actually, that is the point. Like, a guy who needs to experience in his, like in his 23s, I would have experienced his 18s. What I feel personally. So that has been my experience always, and I've seen that there are only two things: success and failures. So there are only two things. So both need time and patience. If you want to be successful in a sport, for example, so I used to play hockey. So to be successful in hockey, I had to play hockey for 9 consecutive years, you know, to be in a very good, respectable position. So this was the time it took. So for failures, it's totally that I know it is it is hard to overcome. There may be speeches to overcome and we can get motivated to overcome it, but failure is a failure and we need to analyze it. We'll think about it. It's more into us. So that also needs patience to come out. Like, we just can't come out of the failures immediately, and we can't take success immediately. So everything needs patience and everything needs commitment towards it. And especially in failures, success, fine, yeah, I agree, that's like good. It's a good feeling. But failures, that can actually, the main problem with failures is when you failed, the second most next step what you take, with if you keep this feeling in you, we may fail again. So that makes a contributing factor, that the aversion of being failed can make you fail. So before taking a next decision, you need to have the time and patience to actually get rid of this old failure aversion, and then get into this. But it's not that you need to forget the failure as a whole. That should be learning out of it. It is as good important as like how much you learn and how much you success. It is as much as important that you learn and fail. So that can both actually it will teach you how not to fail. So that is one important factor. And this can be more correlated with time and patience. And if you're not patient, it's going to be failures again and again. So I experienced this. I experienced failures and failures again. And then I had to overcome this. I had to be more motivated. And then I understood patience is the best medicine to it. So that is totally my opinion. I agree there is a lot different perspectives to it, but I would say this also can be considered. Yes.
Fantastic. I think, Charan, as you said that you had learned these mantras at a very early stage and that you are talking now. So these mantras which you have learned on time and patience is more applicable during this pandemic now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So what may, you be patient. The time will come. Things will heal. People will
Sure.
be all right. Systems will be in place. Don't worry about that. I think those things have helped. And these two warriors which you talked about, time and patience, are the best healers for this pandemic. I'm sure you are also utilizing your time in this pandemic, trying to get connected to people and do whatever social networking is possible, trying to learn more things, trying to research on more topics which are, because time is at disposal now. Time is, so the travel time is saved. Many things where the time is to be utilized are all saved. So time is at your disposal. So time rather has become a big gift for somebody who said that I don't have time, I'm a busy person. But this pandemic has put in such a place that it has provided you enough and more of time. And only thing is how to utilize this time more patiently and more profitably, and see that it can help you in a big way. I'm sure these are big life lessons, Charan, in our life. I think you have done this, being part of Balagurukul, then also being part of a lot of social issues, may it be the environment program or may it be the flood relief program, and the journey from Chennai to so far in the Stephen Institute of Technology is going to be great. And your message on the upcoming youth who can take up the career is again very apt. So this pandemic, has it affected you at all?
I wouldn't say directly, but yeah, I could see a lot of it being affected in my community. So there are a lot of people in my county, which they call, like, how they call the district, like in India. So the county, there are a lot of people who have become unemployed and who are unable to get homes. Actually, the affordability of homes in United States, especially in Jersey City, has been a bit economically more viable. Like it is, it's a bit costly. So the government is helping a lot, the state government is helping a lot towards these people. And you know in this part I wanted to, when I came to United States, I couldn't actually, it was just college and school, and like the friends among there, and I had no opportunity to actually, I had to take up an opportunity rather than say no opportunity, to take up an opportunity to inculcate trying being with the community. So basically, what happened was my landlord had a few apartments in our building. So we tried to focus on people who were, homeless, and and the government was trying to help them. They were trying to give them security deposit, the advance money and the rent for the first few months. And no, government was trying to help that, but they just needed to find an apartment. And we connected with them, and we could find them in Facebook, and so we actually, there was this person, a family of five. There are three children. So we tried to fix an apartment here, and they're still staying there actually. Yeah.
So
So
the
that's
goodness journey continues. It doesn't stop anywhere,
yeah,
whether you're in your country or in a county in the USA.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm sure the learnings keeps helping you wherever you go.
Mm,
So the pandemic has provided you an opportunity to serve people,
exactly.
because you have seen the relief work being done in India. So back over there, you're trying to help people. Wonderful, Charan, being part of this chat with Chap. You have shared wonderful messages, and maybe the last takeaway message for the youth that you would like to give everyone.
Yeah. So as I said, the being a youth itself is a more privileged thing actually. As Abdul Kalam has been, our sir has been the motivator of our youth. So so we just need to be more motivated and explore new things. And that's more like, more focused, more goal oriented is what we need to be right now. Like it's uh, there is a lot of distractions right now, I would say. But try to make the distractions more less prevalent, and make it, you don't consider it as a distraction. Like try to be more motivated towards it. Like, for example, if you're seeing Instagram or something, the Facebook, or try to explore why it is done. Like, try to explore what it is. And it's not that you need to have the background and you need to have all those knowledge about it, but you can try to just explore it and learn what it is, so that this can be a continuous process rather than a discrete one. Like the past generation had developed a few things and we rely on it. It shouldn't be like that. The innovation should be the first standard of everything. So that is what India needs right now. And I think um, the US has been doing it, and India it's also catching up very soon in it. And the youth, actually, especially, we are the power of our nation. So we need to do it. Like we need to try to focus on ourselves, and the community too. Like obviously the community too, we need to be more socialized and more working. We should come out of the phone and the laptop, and the social world in online, that, and we should be more communicative in the offline world. How me as a kid used to play, and that should be more encouraged. And so these ideas are actually totally based on the the, the focus that we need to have on our higher education, the education system, the the job we are trying to do. And this all should be more inculcated in us, and we should try to make this a fact in ourselves. Like it shouldn't be that we are doing it just for doing it. We should imbibe in it. We should focus in it. We should think that's the right thing to do. So this should be inculcated in us. So that is the message to the youth actually.
Wow, wow, wow. So I think I can, if I summarize the entire thing, it should say that you talked about distraction and focus. So
Yeah,
you should starve the distraction.
yeah,
Starve. You should starve the distraction, and you should feed the focus. Keep
exactly,
feeding the focus and starve.
exactly.
You should patani for for your distraction, and you should feed your focus. That's a mantra that you have spoken to. That wonderful, nice talking to you, Charan, and it has been an honor to have you as our social ambassador and as a champion in the Chat with Champ show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Actually,
Yeah, yeah. Viewers, you are watching this Chat with Champ show, and Chran was full of life, explaining that the two important warriors in our life, which are very important, are our time and patience. We need to have both these things, and you can see that we can do wonders. And final takeaway that he has given us was starve the distraction. You should starve your distractions and feed your focus. You'll have a wonderful life. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy your time with your family, and also be focused. God bless you all. Let's do good things in our life. Thank you.